it's Megan from A Travel to You Zoo, and today we're going to learn about ferrets. I've got two ferrets, Arnie and Slinky. First we're going to start by introducing you to the ferrets, telling you a little bit about themselves, and then at the end of this video we're going to actually redo their entire room. That's right, room. My ferrets have an entire room to themselves. I've recently scrubbed the whole thing down. I'm going to buy some tarps and we're going to redo the whole thing, and you guys are going to help me out with that. So we'll see you there. This is Luna. We're going to meet Luna and learn all about her later. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about with ferrets and just their basic care and some basic info on them is their lifespan. So ferrets live roughly 5 to 10 years. So they're around for a little while. My ferrets, Arnie and Slinky, are about 2 and 3 years old. So going on lifespan, we can talk about, oh, sleepy puppy. We can talk about health with the ferrets. So generally you want to do, an annual checkup with them, make sure they're up on their vaccines, especially rabies. Ferrets are also pretty prone to fleas, so you do want to treat them for that. So something you can get at the vet, just give it to them, that'll work. And when it comes to cleanliness, so ferrets have a little bit of an odor. Some people really can't stand it. I don't mind it at all. You could give them 1,000 baths and that odor is never going to go away. So you don't want to overbathe your ferrets. You should really only give them a bath once a month, if even that. And you're using a mild shampoo and you're drying them out nice and thoroughly. So continuing on with health with ferrets, it's really important to trim their nails. You should really trim their nails like once a week. I find their nails grow really quick. I trim them once a week, and by the weekend they're due. Their ears also get pretty dirty, so you got to make sure you keep up with your ears. Q-tip, make sure you have a safe ear cleaner, like something meant for ferrets. You don't want to put a lot of liquid in their ear just on the Q-tip. Wipe out any of that gunk. Those two things are things you can do at home that are really important. And their diet. So ferrets are carnivores, just like cats, so they need a really high fat and a meat-based protein diet. They should not have any grains or any kind of vegetable stuff in their diet, and that is because they cannot digest it. They need a pure meat diet. A good treat is actually just a piece of meat. So if you're cooking chicken breast, you got a piece of chicken breast, guarantee your ferrets will love that. That's a really good treat for them. So cage size for ferrets is really important too. You don't want to put them in anything small. They should have a tall cage, a wide cage, a long cage. They should have multiple levels, and they should have lots of things to sleep in. They love hammocks, hanging tubes, little tents, blankets, anything they can get into and pile themselves over, that's what they like. Ferrets actually sleep for 14 to 20-ish hours a day, so give them lots of things to sleep in. With that being said, when they're awake, they're super active, they're super playful, and they want to be socialized. And that cage should really be only used for when they're sleeping, basically. So whenever they're sleeping, they should be inside their cage. Otherwise, if they're awake, they should be out. So you can get into a routine of booking out 4 to 6 hours of your day to take your ferrets out to play with them. They should have at least 4 to 6 hours out of their cage in a ferret-proofed area. So like I said, mine have a big 5-story cage, and then inside that area is a big room. It's a whole basement area I sectioned off and built off for them. And we are going to see that later in this video, and we're going to redo the whole thing. We're going to get new toys for them. We're going to get new beds for them. They're going to love it. They're going to be so happy, and I'm excited to get to that part of the video later on. Alright guys, we're down in the actual ferret area right now. This is the basement of my house, and I have sectioned off a huge area that the ferrets live in. So before I show you all of that and we get into actually redoing it, I just want to show you the cage that's down here. So this is their big cage that's inside this room. Typically I have this cage open all the time, so they have access to this room. But right now I have it closed because I was cleaning this room to get it ready for redoing it. Back in the ferret room, and today I've got the tarp and we're going to line this floor. The floor is dry and ready to go. This is Slinky. Alright guys, here we go. The tarp is down on the floor in the ferret room. It is stapled all along the wall and the perimeter here just to try to, so the ferrets don't go under it. Hopefully that will work. Hopefully it won't tear. It's supposed to be tear proof. We'll see. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put all their toys in here and we're going to see what it is that I've got for them. I've already put their sandbox. That's filled with aquarium gravel. They love to dig. They get in there and they go crazy. So we've got about 10 feet by 12 feet of space. So there's quite a bit of room in here to do all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're going to do next. Alright, so I've got the ferret room lined, and now it's going to be time to add a whole bunch of toys for these guys to really enjoy. So let me show you what I got. Alright, so we got a few random kind of baby toys. This is Arnie. He's out exploring. He's been loving it. Slinky is sound asleep in her hammock in the cage here. Alright, next up we have these big construction tubes. They're what you use to put posts and fill concrete in it. Now, I've got two here. They're both 6 feet. They come in 12-foot length, so I just got to cut to be able to take it home. These are awesome toys for anything like ferrets, kittens, bunnies. They all love it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to actually cut off like sections. We're going to kind of shorten it up, and we're going to add holes inside them to make like different pathways. And when we do that, I also have a few of these kind of like, I don't remember what they're called, but these things. PVC, like, cornering stuff. So we'll be able to kind of put a hole in it and have it come up like that. Do you approve, Arnie? I think he approves. And the fun thing is that these are a little bit smaller. They can still fit through them pretty easily, but they're smaller than this. So it's going to make, like, a different kinds of sizes tunnels, and eventually I will pick up more stuff like that and be able to extend these and do all kinds of different tubing around here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut holes inside these, cut them down to size, and then I will see you guys right back here. Alright, change of plans with these. My knives I have here aren't sharp enough to cut through these, or they will if I struggle forever. So I'm going to do this off video someday, and then I'll just show you guys the update. But for now, we can use them. We can still use them at the 6-foot length. So I will lay these out. I'm thinking we'll put one over here. I just put these guys away for now because I thought I was going to be using a knife. So we'll put one over there, and then we'll put the other guy, I'm thinking kind of like connecting to that in a way. Something like that. Something like that. That's just there for now. So anyways, we'll do this, put it like that. The next things we have is a little cat tree with a ramp so they can get up into it. She used to sleep in that all the time, so she'll enjoy having that back. Then we have these little corner pieces, and I also have this really cool hollowed out log. And I got this from a friend's place, and this is what porcupines do apparently. So this is the work of a porcupine, and it's a perfect little tunnel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay everything out that I want for this room. And then I'll come right back and I'll show you guys the updates. Alright guys, here we go. This is the finished project for the ferret room so far. There's still lots of open space, so I will be able to get a whole bunch of new toys and things like that for them. I also have some litter boxes. Ferrets tend to go into the corners to do their business. So I have one here. This is an area they seem to like to go, so hopefully they'll use it. And I put one over there as well. That's just a small little corner one, but they always go over in that area. We put our cat house right here. It's meant to go in a corner, so that corner kind of works. I don't want to put it in an actual corner because then the ferrets would be able to get over these kind of little walls I made, especially that one. I put everything so they can't really climb out. I might actually move that out a bit. So I put that against it so it stays, but I'll see to make sure they don't escape. Right now, they are zonked out. Arnie up top, and Slinky still down here. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure you like the video and subscribe to see more. And I'll see you in the next video.